Hello and welcome to Smart City Update. My name is Priscilla Horn. On this episode today, I have some guests here at the site with me. So if you don't want to miss this episode, just stay tuned and I'll be right back.
My name is Ebelo Temuhai. I'm corporate strategy head for the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company. We approached the Abegyi Housing Cooperative since about a year or 2 years ago, so we've been following their developments, seeing what they were doing in terms of housing. The Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company is set up to help promote home ownership in Nigeria, and using various innovative means and trying to also bring in people from different aspects of the value chain for housing, and Abegyi Cooperative is one of them. So we've been talking with him in partnership with our stakeholders, GIZ. Yes.
So far with your coming here today, how has it been? So how have you seen the project so far and what they have achieved?
It's a very ambitious project. We believe that he has the blueprint for what people will be doing going forward in the future when it comes to cooperative housing. We think that if he gets the requisite support, which we want to do everything we can to give it to him in terms of titling to make the project bankable, we believe this is it will change the platform for our property ownership in Plateau, in Jos particularly, and we think that it's the standard. It may be the standard going forward. So we're talking to government. We're trying to see that we throw our support behind him to create value. We're talking with the Plateau State government to ensure we pass a mortgage foreclosure law so that it enables the owners of property within the cooperative to be able to have value for what they've invested, and also to impact the state positively and raise the economic capacity of the state. That's what we think this project can do.
Even the loans outside. But the disadvantage of this is this. The disadvantage of cooperative system is that you don't own a land. You own a house.
I think even with estates, that's the normal thing.
That's one. Two, you don't have control over outside. The estate has control because we maintain the outside because of the beauty of the estate. You only control the inside, and you are back here to control the one here. You control.
My name is Carsten Holm and I'm from Denmark, and I'm a team leader on a project that assists raising awareness and increasing energy efficiency in buildings in Nigeria.
Okay. So how do you
your next question was?
How do you feel about the concept you've just seen today, the Abegyi Housing Cooperative concept? How do you feel about the concept?
I think it's an interesting concept, which I know from various places in Europe as well, where they adopted such an approach where the concept of development is slightly different from a common approach where you see real estate developers developing fancy building projects which basically there are no demand for. So in that sense, I think here it seems like the concept will enable people with less means to still have a good house and a good home, which can benefit their living life and quality of life.
Okay, talking about the efficiency, the energy efficiency you're building up, can you shed more light about it?
Well, what we are doing in this project here is mainly to ensure that there is a compulsory minimum requirement implemented in all types of building in Nigeria. We are not aiming at net zero building where there would not be any consumption, or the house will supply all its energy to its own consumption, but we are looking at what is reasonable to require from all types of buildings in terms of what causes it to consume energy. And I think the thoughts that we have has already been built into this project here. It's difficult to see from just the skeleton of a building, but I think there are some nice and interesting thoughts also built into the design of the building. So it will be interesting to see if it actually is becoming an energy efficient dwelling or bungalow.
The developers are managing the facility also. Yes, to ensure that, for example, if you say energy efficiency and recommending the use of energy efficient air conditioners, how do you ensure that people don't come with the regular ACs that will consume more energy? You know, do you have any such measures in place?
In fact,
something you could consider?
Yeah, not co-consider. It's total openness. It's an openness. It's an estate that's total control. You get the point. In fact, even the security says total control. Whatever is happening is total control. So you discover you cannot fix. In fact, you cannot even alter, when you even come to structure, you can't alter anything without a permission. Not to talk of you fixing anything. So you discover that even your water heater, you understand, are provided by us. So what we are trying to do as much as possible is to make sure that those things that are going to be installed in homes, now that's where cooperative come in, will now approach the market in bulk for production for us. So they'll come in as Abegyi property. You understand? So anytime you are no longer interested in it, you sell the property back to Abegyi and you leave.
That is one area of their interest.
Sustainable
Yes, exactly.
model. Probably you should teach other developers this kind of model.
My name is Idima Okodia. I work with the Nigerian Energy Support Programme, implemented by GIZ, the German Development Corporation. I think this is an interesting project. I believe that Mr. or Architect Auta is a man of big dreams, and I'm seeing them being implemented at stages. He is considering not just developing, selling and walking away, which I think is very good, but he's looking at the sustainability of this project, a project that will outlive him, and I think that's looking at the future, because that's what sustainability is about. Especially impressed with the fact that he's considering aspects of energy efficiency, renewable energy considerations, the totality, the holistic look or approach to achieving a sustainable building model, and let's see if this is something that can be adopted by other developers in future.
Okay. So your company now is trying to partnership with Abegyi Housing Cooperative in what terms?
So we are not trying to partner, we're just looking at possibilities of support. Let's see what is possible in terms of supporting this Abegyi project to consider energy efficiency, to improve the designs of the housing model, to see if we can actually achieve even greater energy efficiency measures. So it's something we could explore and consider for the future. Yes.
So far, do you have any place where you have put up this energy sufficient program?
So it's right now we're just starting the first phases of implementation, because the Building Energy Efficiency Code was just launched in 2017. So what we've been doing now is creating awareness across various states and for building professionals, so that they start to buy into the idea of energy efficiency. They understand it. It's not something we want to just throw out at people and say, oh, there's a Building Energy Efficiency Code. The next question is, what is energy efficiency and what is my benefit? So to ensure that people understand what it is, to embrace it, and then we're now looking at how we can support developers in building projects to implement the requirements that will help them to achieve energy efficiency for the building design. Yes.
In a nutshell, to a layman now, how do I explain energy efficiency to him?
Energy efficiency simply means using the same amount of energy that you use on a normal day to do more work or to achieve more. So for example, if you're going to consume maybe 5 kilowatt or 5 watts, let's say, for a room, right, for lighting up a room, is it possible to use that same 5 watts to light up 2 rooms? Do you understand? So you're using the same energy to do more, because you're considering things like more energy efficient lighting. You know, we have the popular ones, the LEDs and so on and so forth. So what are the mechanisms that you can put in place to ensure that what energy you have that your building can consume, you minimize the demand, right, so that you're not wasting energy, so that you're consuming at its optimum, and so that you can even save more energy in the long term. And of course that translates to saving on your electricity cost at the end of the day. Yeah.
Design now, the end users, is it what they wanted that you incorporated into this design, so that you don't deliver this and somebody says, why you putting this payment for?
And that is what we call model. What we did in cooperative, cooperative drive is powerful in Congress. So what we did was, as soon as we did the pencil work, we let the people know. As soon as we did the design, we placed it for 2 weeks.
For them to
For
criticize.
vetting, yes. So people came. After that, we now call for Congress. So our Congress 002 meeting, it's called, we had a vote. We have about people that the shareholder that attended were 553 that attended, and they now vote that the drawings are okay by them, go to site. And we now have that documented, board of trustees, everybody signed. So we have a working document. But after that, it was agreed, do the model. And at every stage, call us, let's see. So after foundation, they gave us a pass mark. It's based on that pass mark we are able to now start other sales, because what they have approved, that's what. So if they now discover what we are doing there is different from them, they have power to raise that land. So now we have finished the superstructure. We called them 1st September, and they came and they have approved. Despite it's at lintel level, as far as they are concerned, it's good to go, because we still have blocks to go before the roofing. You understand? We have given them the sketch of what the landscape, and they came there approved. So the system is a cooperative model. We can never be perfect, but carry people along as much as possible. As long as people can attend the meeting, we look at it. So is the one that we have not been able to put on ground for them. We have disabled designs, purely disabled design. So that's the one that we are here to put on the ground for them to look at it. Because disabled design, we are considering all their wings, entering the doors, the toilets, their wheels. So all those things we are putting concern. Then we have specially that have to do with the blinds. So all our numbering is such that the blinds will be able to use.
The result items are considered.
Yes, that's what I said.
How are you containing the humidity problems?
Yeah, what we did as much as possible, we were able to have consultant in every aspect of the design. So as every aspect of the design, we call the consultant. Like now, presently now, is a structural work that we are doing. So as soon as we are through, we're entering the finishing aspect now. We call all the consultants. So like now, even the one that we did, we discovered that if we discover a capillary system, in dealing with capillary system, in fact, we did a double check. Why? Because capillary rise in dose is high, entirely, very, very high. And what we did here, to the best of our knowledge, all the consultants, in fact, even external consultants, they gave us a password. And we're glad that we were able to do that.
My name is Emmanuel Amos. I am the Value Chain Advisor for Affordable Housing for the GIZ SEDIN program. The SEDIN program is a pro-poor growth and promotion of employment program. The focus is actually on generating income and employment. So we support micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises, businesses to grow and do good, provide the enabling environment, find out how to have access to finance, and the program has 2 units. We operate by. We have the access to finance unit, and we have the private sector development unit. Affordable housing value chain is in the private sector development unit. Is running alongside with 3 other agricultural value chain. Now those value chains are seen as areas that you can easily support and grow businesses, generate employment and generate income. For the affordable housing sector is a very important component of that value chain, in the sense that you know that housing or construction is an economic enabler. Yes, and since it's a pro-poor growth program, a promotion program, you discover that our interest is not on the high-end market. Okay, there are a lot of constructions going on. In fact, the market is kind of oversaturated with the high-end supply of the housing for those that have money, and then those that cannot afford it, you just see that there's that gap. So the interest of the value chain is to see how to make houses affordable for the generality of the people, the low-income earners. Okay, and that is what has brought our path with Abegyi to cross. Because in the quest of my work, I got to hear about them, and I approached them, and I saw that they have a vision that is similar to what we are trying to drive at the value chain. And we had the conversation, and graciously the president of the cooperative said, oh yes, he's ready to partner, he's ready to share his ideas, he's ready to see how the whole process can be improved, which is what we are looking at in our forecast state. And immediately I just told him that okay, I would like you to come around with me to our forecast states, which he said already they are there, interestingly, because it's a cooperative that is being run in such a manner that we don't have that we don't have too many of such cooperatives running in this country, okay? Or in fact, I don't know of any model of cooperative as the Abegyi Housing Cooperative.
Because the concept is entirely different from
others, exactly, and it is much more in line with what we are looking to do at the affordable housing value chain. So we got talking, and we are still talking, and we are still trying to see how this project can be supported and this vision can be supported and to come to reality. One of the things we do what I do as a value chain advisor is to facilitate things, to create linkages, okay? For instance, we are having a workshop right now, and that's why I took the opportunity to come to site, where we are trying to have in place an affordable housing technical working group to look into issues of housing not in our forecast state, in Plateau State. We are concerned the setting program operates in 3 states, and at the federal, at the national level, Abuja. The 3 states are just Niger State and Ogun State. Yeah, so now the workshop we are having now is still talking about housing to see how that can be done better, okay? And Abegyi has a good model, and we are looking, part of what we are going to be looking into is to see how to support, okay, the concept to succeed, because once this succeeds, it has just, it means that the housing has been demystified. Yes, greatly reduced, especially with your membership drive that is ongoing and your vision to deliver up to 10,000 units of houses in 5 years. I mean, if that succeeds, that's a huge success. That's a huge impact it will have on the economy. Yes.
My name is Engineer Esther Okoa. I'm a retired civil servant from the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, and I'm now a consultant with NEPST GIZ. I like what I see. We are here for a workshop, and the work I do now is to do with energy efficiency in building. And why we have taken interest to come to this site today is because we want to know how Abegyi can incorporate the concept of energy efficiency into this particular estate. You know that the housing sector consumes is the largest consumer of energy in Nigeria, and we feel that if they are able to conserve energy in the building sector, we'll be able to release more energy to other sectors. So that is the concept behind energy efficiency in building. And when I was at the federal government, I was the director in the Engineering Services Department. The building energy efficiency guideline was launched. That guideline is to do with the design of buildings, considering the fact that you want to conserve energy from the beginning. And all the stakeholders in the building industries were involved. The town planners, the architects, the engineers, just to produce a design that is energy efficient from the beginning. Then we now went on to develop the building energy efficiency code, which gives us the minimum requirement for energy efficiency in building. So we are in Jos to see that the code is also developed, adopted, and implemented in Jos, as we have done at the federal level.
I learned that you are in 3 states right now creating awareness. So now your concept now is just to create awareness before it's being implemented, if I'm correct?
Yes, you know that at the federal level, what we have done, we did at Abuja. We don't want just to pick the code who can stinker. There should be a buy-in into that code, and they should develop their own based on their bioclimatic condition. We are not only in 3 states, we are in about 6 states. We are working in Jos, we are working in Benin, Lagos, Enugu, Kaduna, because whatever we achieved at federal, we feel it is what can also be achieved at the state level. But the state stakeholders must be involved, and they must develop their own code based on their own special condition at each state.
So far, with the creation of awareness, how has the response been?
The response has been beautiful. In Jos, the stakeholders meeting we just finished, there are many stakeholders that were interested, and from the level of discussion, it was very encouraging. We've been to Benin, very encouraging. Like at the federal level, the BEC, we are handling it on voluntary level, that is voluntary compliance. But there are
BECs, there are some of our
energy efficiency code. That is the code that we are saying must be developed. Okay, BEC is Building Energy Efficiency Code. In some states, they are considering the voluntary compliance. Some states are advocating mandatory compliance, which means that every building must comply with the minimum energy efficiency code. Okay. So it all depends on what you want to do in Jos.
It's time with another Smart City update. Unfortunately, my partner is not around, but we do hope to see you next week with another episode. Bye.